You're about to watch an amazing clip from our agency Mastermind live event in Phoenix, Arizona, where we asked a simple question. Can you make a peanut butter and jelly sandwich? Now, this is a hilarious clip with an important lesson where you get to see exactly how communication rules our entire lives and our entire agencies.
So, Michelle, I need to ask you a question.
Yeah.
Do you know how to make a peanut butter and jelly sandwich?
I think so.
You got it? Because Mike does not know how to make a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. So it's a very simple exercise. What I'd like you to do is walk Mike through. You can't touch anything.
Oh, tell you what to do?
Yeah, you're going to tell Mike what he needs to do to make the
Okay,
peanut
so
butter
first-
and jelly sandwich.
So first open the bag of bread. Turn the bag toward you. Oh, okay. Whoops. All right, well, now take 2 pieces of that bread. Okay. Or just 2. Put one there. Put the other one there. Can you open this nicely? Okay. Please. And there's your knife. So take that knife, turn it the right way up, please. Okay. And now, can you maybe put that down for a minute. On the table. Okay, put that down, please. And then there's peanut butter with the red top. Can you open that jar nicely? Well, if you turn it, if you twist.
No, you
I'll
can't
hold
help
it.
him. You can't help
I
him.
can't touch it.
Yeah, no touching.
Okay, so hold and then twist with that hand. Can you open? Yeah, there you go. Maybe the other way? Maybe try again. Turn it the other way. There you go. So, like
No
that.
touching. No touching.
Sorry.
You got to scoot this way.
It's the
You
mom.
got to scoot over
I'm
this
sorry.
way.
I'm sorry. Oh my, it's such a mess here. Okay, now pull that lid off. Put it on the table, please. And there's a white cover on top of that jar. Can you peel that off? See the little tab? Yep, if you grab that little tab, there you go. Peel that back. Okay, is it open? Kind of. So, okay. And if you peel the rest of that paper off, there you go. Okay, put that on the table. No, okay.
Yeah, you need to be back
I'm
here.
sorry.
I need to stand in the middle.
I'm sorry. It's the mom in me. I'm sorry. So now you can pick up your knife on the table, put it in the peanut butter, scoop some out. Well, a little softer. Can you scoop it like it's a spoon a little bit? All right. Now spread that on one of the pieces of bread. There you go. Kind of. And now we're going to work on jelly. Can you put your knife down? Okay. I'm very scared right now. I don't know what's happening. So that other jar is jelly. Could you pick that up? And then if you turn that lid, nope, yep. With your other hand, twist that lid. There you go. Maybe the other way. There you go. Now, it's about the knife. So can you take that lid off? I'm sorry. I'm encroaching.
Offsides. Again.
Okay, you can put that lid down. Okay. Well, I think everything's on the floor. So if you want to pick up that knife between your feet, you're going to need that. Now, okay. If you turn that knife around, well, it doesn't matter now. You're full of peanut butter. There you go. Now, can you scoop some jelly out and put it on a different piece of bread? What happened? Where'd it go?
I know.
Okay. Could you put some on that one instead, please?
I did.
Somebody's wearing that jelly. I know what's happening. Okay, now could you put the jelly jar down, please? Oh! And if you wanted to spread that jelly. Okay. Anybody hungry? Now, can you pick up that piece of bread that has the jelly on it? Okay, put that back down, please. And if you spread that jelly bread, sorry. Yeah.
Does anybody have handcuffs?
Okay, now you could put that piece of bread with the jelly on it on top of the bread with the peanut butter. Okay. Yep, and there's your sandwich.
All right, round of applause for Michelle. Just want to hear anybody's thoughts about that exercise. What did you notice?
So maybe I'm jumping ahead, but it very much seems to me it's almost like trying to teach AI. And if you don't get the prompts right, it doesn't do what you want it to do.
Interesting. Yeah.
Yeah, you already said it to a degree. I think you have to be very specific if you teach someone something and not just put it away because, like Mike showed, you just let it fall, you know? So be very specific and detailed what you want to achieve. I think that's one of the messages here.
Great. Barbara.
I learned don't make assumption of the other person knows what you mean, what you say.
Great. Yeah.
This is sometimes referred to as the burden of knowledge, where you have this, you know what you're talking about, but they may not have any idea what you mean. So they may not know what a drop-down is. So you say, well, in this drop-down, they're like, what's a drop-down? So that's why making looms for your customers can be really helpful. You're trying to tell them how to add you to their Google listing so they can follow along, pause it, back it up.
100%. Yep.
Yeah, this reminds me of a real world thing that happened to me a couple of weeks ago. One of the first guys I talked to, solar business owners, got a good rapport with him. He's kind of an old hippie that lives out in Indio, California. And all I said, and now I know how to get around this, but all I said was, you know how to get to your Google business profile, right? Yeah. And that was it. So we got the ad all set up and everything and ready to go. And I'm like, all right, you need to go in and make me a manager on your Google. And he couldn't log in. And the whole process over Zoom of trying to even get him to pull it up. And, it was exactly what Mike's doing. It's like, okay, click on that. What, this? No, not that. No, that's your website. Get out of that. The very explicit instructions.
It's another way of saying the same thing, but Shauna and I were having a discussion about our playbooks. And I would always say, not to sound presumptuous or something, at the beginning of the playbook, you can do some of these steps yourself to the client. I would say that to the client. And she told me the other day, she goes, they don't know how to do that. Why are you saying that? They're coming to you for help. That was just like us assuming that Mike knew how to make a sandwich and he could do it himself, but, we can help him with it. So it was a good lesson for me to learn not to say that, because that's why they're asking me for help, because they don't know how to do it.
Definitely sounds like it shows up for you guys dealing with some of your customers or clients. Is there anywhere else that shows up?
She had the benefit of actually being able to see what he did. Sometimes we're on the phone with people, right, trying to explain, and we don't even know what they did. And then they sit there and tell us they had all these issues, right? And you're trying to figure out why. We just told you to put peanut butter on the bread, and you couldn't even figure out how to do that. So I found that it's definitely easier to see what they're doing. Jumping on a Zoom is definitely easier. And then having visuals, if we're trying to teach them to actually be able to show a visual, it's definitely been easier.
Nicole.
So when I worked at GoDaddy, it was phone calls. We didn't have Zoom back then. You need to learn how to describe. Like in the upper right-hand corner, do you have a green button? And then when they start split testing stuff, that's not good. But, it's like click on the green button in the upper right corner. And you have to repeat it 3 times. So I do a lot of Loom videos now, but definitely use your shapes, use your color, use your positioning when you're talking to them.
The one challenge I've found that who was saying about sharing their screen, just getting them to figure out how to share their screens. like before you even get to square one, how do that's the biggest, not the biggest, but it is definitely a challenge.
Any other thoughts?
Yeah, what did you guys notice about Michelle right off the bat? As soon as I tore open the bag, she realized there was a new game being played, right?
I also find that if you don't have a process in place, that is easy for your target audience to follow, then this will happen over and over and over again.
Definitely.
I also realized in my day-to-day work that there's more than one way to do something. So you say open the bread, and you were just like, ah, So in the other things that we do, when we're trying to explain something to a client, there's more than one way, and being able to share screens or annotate through Zoom, it helps a lot.
Anybody have any experiences with maybe a vendor or leverage service partner, somebody that you've tried to work with like that?
It was nice to see how incredibly complex something so easy could be, because at points in my life, I've definitely gone, okay, how do I do this step by step by step by step? And then the next time I do it, I go from A to Z real quick. I'm like, that wasn't that bad.
How many here are considering or growing a team or working with a team and experienced stuff exactly like this, right? We all have.
How many of you want to just jump in and take over when it's not going exactly
The
how
urge
you
was
want?
strong with Michelle to jump in and just move to the side. I got
She's
this.
like, I got this, right?
Definitely
We do that all the time.
Definitely the parent instinct. I can relate to that a lot.
I think you can also make someone feel really, really bad if you work with a customer who you know already they have not that technical knowledge, and you still keep throwing technical terms at them. Sometimes it might make sense to show them I'm just not getting it, but yeah, it's the opposite way. If you do that, you'll make them feel bad.
Right. And how nice was Michelle in her communication? She didn't get frustrated. She kept her calm the whole time, right? And in an environment standing up like this, it's almost expected. And of course we keep ourselves together, but how do we act when we don't think anybody's listening, or we don't know that, there's, eyes watching the way that we're communicating, right? And it's not as easy. It's maybe not as pleasant in those scenarios, right?
Yeah, I think another interesting thing is when something's not working the way that you're doing, you have to try a different way, right? You can't expect that person to change. All you can really control is yourself, and being more descriptive and using different words to try to get them to do it, I think is really important to.
I think it spans also beyond giving instructions, but also in setting expectations with clients, right? They might miss, or if you don't set the expectation, that's obviously a problem, but also setting the proper expectation.
So much from just a peanut butter and jelly sandwich, right? Seriously, right? That's awesome.
Who wants this one?
Yeah, guys, fair game. Custom made. Never going to be another one just like it. So